Okay, I am so far behind in this project, and I have to do so much knitting to catch up, and I'm not sure that I've got time to do the knitting I need to do to catch up. That's the life struggle, but at least this sleeve is almost at the length where I will put it on hold before adding the cuffs and the black yarn. And then what I'll do is I'll move over to the second sleeve and I'll do the same thing there, and any yarn that I've got left over, because currently what are we on, day 17, and this yarn here is day 16, so 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 8? No, I've got to get that wrong. Surely that's wrong. There's definitely more yarn left over than I have right now. Well, that doesn't even make sense. There's more yarn left over than I'm anticipating. So what I'm going to do is finish this sleeve, and then I will add overall length at the bottom to use up the rest of the yarn. And then maybe, depending on what colour comes up, I could do the collar in a different colour. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just tie it all in together with the charcoal that I bought separately. So far, this is the only colour here that feels really out of place. Because without that green there, I was about to say, it's not really a big popular colour of mine, but my dressing gown is this colour. Without that one, the colourway's not bad. It is unusual to suddenly be in the purples. I'm very happy to be in the purples, don't get me wrong. And this morning was purple as well, so that's what? 1, 2... Is it 3? 3 purples in a row? I was not anticipating 3 purples in a row. I wasn't anticipating 3 greens in a row either, because there were only 2 purples in a row up here, so... after all of these golds. Good morning. This morning is, well, way later than I normally have breakfast. It's just about 20 past 8, and I got up at about 5:30, and then I was up for a little bit, and I started doing some knitting, and then that's it, the dizziness started, and I went back to sleep, and I slept until 8 o'clock. So I've just had breakfast. Rocky's also had breakfast. Yes, because you're a very good boy. He's being a little bit needy because he didn't go to the airport yesterday, and it was cold. So he was in his kennel with his jacket on and his little snack, and he's a needy boy. But he's my needy boy. He needs a bath so very desperately, but there is 0 point taking him down to the dog park for a shower. Now, I like going to the dog park because they've got one of those, I don't know if other people have them. Surely people have them. It's an automated machine where the water has got the set temperature, and it's got the shampoo and the conditioner and the flea treatment and all of that in the machine. And he gets to run around at the dog park afterwards. And every now and again, I am determined. I'm determined that this boy is going to believe that he's a dog. Hey, what's up? And that we go to the dog park, and that maybe, just maybe, he's going to interact with another dog. He just pees on things, really. But he enjoys peeing on things that other dogs have peed on. So if that's not interaction, I don't know what is, eh, bro? Yeah, you're high maintenance beagle, eh? Actually, you're the least maintenance dog I've ever had. Best dog in the world. Long may you live. So... there were a lot of things I was going to do today, but I'm now not going to do them. I think what I'm going to do... I was going to go and buy some more paint, but I've looked up, because the guy at Mitre 10 told me that the paint that I was going to buy on Tuesday goes on sale today. And that's cool. And then I looked up the sale just to make sure whether or not it was like a one-day sale, and then I really did have to go up today, or quite what it is. And it's on sale until February, so I don't need to rush up today because I still have underpaint, and I do have wall paint and ceiling paint. And what I would like... yeah, I would like to be able to finish... I need to finish the... walk-in wardrobe completely. as soon as possible, because if I can finish the walk-in wardrobe completely as soon as possible, Dave can go in and install the wardrobe parts, and then they can get out of the bedroom, and then I can paint the bedroom. I would also like to paint the living room and kitchen dining room area completely, but, and I really do mean but on this one, it took me one day to do the ceiling with undercoat, one day to do the cutting in with undercoat, and then yesterday I managed one and a little bit of a wall. And I told you I was going to do a before and after. I don't think I did it before and after, or if I did it before and after, I didn't hit record. So, you know, yeah. Today, it's going to be a hot day. It's been cold for the last couple of days, which has been nice, but I do need to get the painting done. So that's the plan now, is that I'm going to go up to the house and do the undercoating, and hopefully I can finish the undercoating of the living room. And if I finish the undercoating of the living room, I might be able to move on to the ceiling of the walk-in wardrobe. And if I can get the ceiling of the walk-in wardrobe done, that would also mean that I can paint the walk-in wardrobe Barbie pink. Yes, bro. He's such an attention seeker. I can paint the ceiling of the, I can paint the walk-in wardrobe Barbie pink maybe tomorrow. I mean, that's pushing it, because I'd have to get 2 layers of ceiling paint on today and finish it. Okay, I'm absolutely pushing it, but by the end of this weekend, I will have a Barbie pink wardrobe. And that's got to be a win right there. Dave's got some time off next week, so I need to make as much progress as I can this week so that it doesn't hold him up in any of his projects. I know he's been doing all the outside stuff, and the outside stuff's now nearly all done, because those pillars at the front had a lot of mitered corners on them. Don't even get me started on the mitered corners. I'm sure there's going to be, well, I've been filming little bits about the house all the way along the building process, and at some point I'll make a video about it, much like I've been filming little bits just talking about my concussion, and I'll edit it together and release it at some point, because I want to look back on it. I keep feeling like this is as good as it's going to get. I am as healed as I'm going to be, and I'm okay with that. Like, I need to sit down and do some creative writing, but I feel like I could, maybe. So we'll see how we go there. So there's that. I do need to check whether or not I've got a doctor's appointment, because I have been asking everybody to just send me a text message, because I have no way of remembering. And I say I've got no way of remembering. Like, I have diaries and apps and things where I can record things that are important, but I haven't been. Because sometimes I will get off a phone call and not write it down immediately. I should write it down while I'm on the phone call. You know, and then, you know, then I lose my diary, or lose what day it is. You name it, it's been bad. And now I'm just losing my train of thought because it's hot. Okay, so what do I need to do? And how's my knitting going? I am so far behind. Hopefully, I will finish a sleeve today and get stuck into the next sleeve. But I still need to put the project on pause and go and do some reindeer, because I'll see my niece for our Christmas event on Saturday. So on Saturday, I see her, which means I've got today and tomorrow to make a reindeer for her, and I want to make a reindeer for one of my friend's boyfriends, which sounds really ridiculous, but I want to make him a reindeer. I might make one for my sister, and I'm definitely going to make one for myself, and by the time I've done 4 reindeer, I'm sure I'm going to have perfected the pattern enough that I'll probably release the pattern. We will see how we go. Yeah, because I haven't actually released a complicated pattern. No, yes I have, kind of. I think the yeah, the Harrier Hawk, the Kahu pattern, that's the most complicated one that I've worked on and released since getting concussed. But it's a knitting pattern, so it's not as difficult as some of the others. And even then, it's a lot of things I would do to change it, going back and looking at it now, but it was a sense of achievement at the time. Anyway, I need to wash the dishes, because if I don't wash the dishes, when it comes time for lunch, I will be like, there is not a clean knife anywhere. I cannot possibly make some lunch. And I do need to go to the supermarket. Downside of tiny living, constantly going to the supermarket. It was fine when I had a vegetable patch and like pantry storage. It didn't matter about all the other stuff, but now we're reliant on everything. Yeah, so I do need to go to the supermarket and pick up some food, and clean out the fridge again, because in hot weather the fridge doesn't. We've got two fridges. We've got one in the tiny space and one in a container. The one in the container is a good fridge, it's great. However, the one in the tiny space on hot days, it's terrible. It doesn't get cold enough. So we just don't buy big milk or big yogurt because nothing lasts long enough. I am very excited about finishing the house and moving into it. So I have to use that excitement as a reason to actually get the dishes done and get up there and do some painting, and then I can ignore all the mess everywhere else, because there is mess everywhere. I don't feel like doing the dishes or the painting, but I'm going to, because I'm a big girl and I can do these things, and I need to be able to pull my weight and move into my house. That's the aim. And then hopefully, well, it's not going to be before the end of Vlogmas, but at some point there's going to be a digger and a building of a solar shed, and then hopefully mid-January the plumber and the electrician can come back and hook everything up to the house, and then at that point we can actually just move in. It won't be finished, but it'll be finished enough that we could move in while we finish off the rest of it. Do I need to move in before it's finished? Yes, because I am a princess. Yeah. I've been living tiny for 3 years, and Dave's been living tiny for longer. It's very difficult to be a maximalist who crafts in a tiny space. Hey, bro. You're not a real dog, are you? You're just not a real dog at all. It's just, you nutter. Yes, you're my beautiful boy. Okay, I'm going to get a move on and get something achieved. And if you think I'm an outfit repeater, I am such an outfit repeater. None of you want to smell me right now. Excuse me, you're not having my breakfast plate. I've been wearing the same singlet while painting for the last couple of days, because I was painting in a sports bra, but then my mother and father-in-law popped in, and I got all embarrassed about painting in a sports bra. And then Dave said if I had a shirt, it would collect all the different colour paints, and I'd be able to have like a memory of all the different painting I'd done. I thought, that sounds exciting, and also like I'm wearing more clothes. So this shirt here I bought when I was in London in 2018, and there was a heat wave, or was it 2019 and there was a heat wave? Either way, whichever year it was that I was over there, there was a heat wave, and this shirt was £2. I bought this shirt and a pair of jandals because it was over 30 degrees in London, and I was expecting it to be in the mid-20s, and it was too damn hot to do anything. So I bought a singlet and a pair of jandals, and I think I did every rehearsal at the Globe Theatre wearing the shorts from my pyjamas, this singlet, and a pair of jandals, because it was too hot for any of the actual clothes I had taken with me for summer. I'm not built for summer. I liked the summer that I spent it in northern China in 2 feet of snow. Anyway, this is just distracting everything. Right, I'm going to go and do the dishes and do some painting, and he's evidently going to photobomb. Right, you had breakfast. Yes, I fed you. All right, let's go. Not even apologising. Blue cheese and walnut rolled for lunch. Yep. Okay, so all at once I managed to do less and more than I was hoping to. So here's where I started on the undercoat yesterday in the corner, and I worked my way around to like here, It was sort of this wall. And then today, I've done the undercoating here. Oh, I'm trying to work out where my arm's pointing. Down this passageway, across this wall here, around here, across the top, across here, and it's not finished. Ignore Rocky, he's being I don't know, he's sniffed up something. Haven't you? You need a bath. He needs a bath quite desperately. You right, bro? Hey? He's literally got a nose full of dirt. So I did that. I ran out of this undercoat, so I need to buy more undercoat tomorrow. And then I got started on some ceiling stuff. So I'll show you the ceiling stuff, but I'm still not sure it's doing well. Right, so here's my Will Eventually Be Barbie pink wardrobe. And I've done one coat of ceiling white on the ceiling. I'm not happy with it. Ceiling painting is hard. So I need to do another coat tomorrow, and I need to go around the top bits again. It's going around the top bits that's so hard because it's standing on the ladder. And then hopefully, if I can get that done in the morning, then I should be able to hopefully get the first coat of pink on these walls tomorrow. And then, sorry to everybody who's about to feel sick, I'm going to try and walk slowly and not turn and look at the dog in the doorway there. Just going to go back down to the end room. Actually, no, before the end room, because I did some more in here, didn't I? It's really warm right here because of the hole in the roof where the thing's going. I did paint this ceiling. Needs another coat, but I can do that tomorrow. It only took like 2 minutes because it's a cupboard. And then I just used up the paint that was in my little container doing the coving and the cutting in. And I don't know if I just don't like the paint. So that's where we're at there, but I did that, and then I went inside and I got changed. I went to the shop, I picked up some food, and then I was like, no, I'm not waiting for Dave, I'm having my lunch now. And I went to bed, and I didn't wake up until 3:30, 3:45. So he was well home by then. Might have overdone it. I did have a meeting with my occupational therapist this morning, and I told him that I'm fine. Then there's me going around overdoing it again. And I'm trying not to think about the fact that at some point there's going to be doors that need painting, because that doesn't feel fun at all. So, did I bring my tripod? No, I didn't. You're sitting on the fireplace. So the time is now 20 to 5. I haven't done any knitting since like 5 o'clock this morning, and when I decided to go back to sleep. So I'm going to go and do some knitting, I think. And then tomorrow morning, we'll go and get some more undercoat. And some fun colours, because I'm looking forward to getting up to the fun colours. But there's so much undercoat. And then there's so much ceiling paint. I would really like to have this room done by Christmas. That's next week, isn't it? I mean, it's possible. It's possible. We'll just leave it at that. We'll just leave it as it's possible to get this room done by Christmas Day. That's what we'll aim for. I'll have the undercoating done by then. But that's mainly because I'm down to just that wall left to go. Yeah, and then I missed a message from the mother-in-law asking if I wanted a hand, because I was too busy up a ladder and didn't notice the message come in. But then I've run out of paint anyway, so I've still got hot pink. I'm just not up to the hot pinking, which is a shame. I am looking forward to the hot pinking. Yes, I am. Okay, I'm going to put the camera down and I'm going to do some knitting. Because I still haven't even wound up today's ball.